Welcome students, my name is John. I teach English and this video I made for 10th standard English to teach Unit 2 poem. Okay, before beginning with the lesson, for introduction, I had some request, I got some request from the students that sir, we are missing the small anecdotes, short story which you share in the class. To as per your wish, I would like to introduce with a short story. Okay, when I started teaching, I worked for MNC and I started teaching during my first academic year. I was asked to be a class teacher for 5th standard students, and all my students were very good. And but the thing is that morning, the first when I enter the class, there will be almost around 8 to 10 students, will throng upon me. Before I enter, they would be at the door and they will complain, sir, he did this, he did that, he took my pen, he took my pencil, he took my book, this, that and all, lots of complaint. And I used to stare at them, with that stern look. Most of the students used to go away, will settle, but there is one boy, with a chubby boy and used to wear specs, and he will not go, he will still complain this, that and all. And even while I teach in the class, he will always complain, sir, he took my book, sir, that boy is looking out of the window, this, that and all. Always he will complain. And it's very difficult to, what we say, handle him. And I was always worried about that, because he will never allow me to teach, he will always complain. And one morning when I entered the class, the same kind of thing, all the boys came out, boys and girls, and they were complaining, sir, he did that, sir, he pinched me, this, that and all. And this boy, he was saying, sir, all the students are calling me as a complaint box. And deep in my heart, I was overjoyed. I was like, boy, that will be the perfect name for you. And I looked at the girl, who called with that name, complaint box, and I, with the look, I was appreciating her, and I was very pleased. And but I didn't show that way, I shouted at her, but that was a perfect name for him, complaint box. And even I shared in the staff room and I laughed, complaint box, and all teacher agreed, a perfect name for that boy. Okay, so something related to that, we are going to learn today. What is there is another name for complaint box, that is the Grumble family. We are going to learn today. And so when we start with the lesson, I would like to introduce the poetess too. And for the night the ghost got in, if you have not seen the video, please watch that video. I shared some childhood incident of that author, James Grover Thurber. He lost his eyesight, when his brother shot an arrow. I shared this video so that you could remember the author name. And here also I would like to share something about Lucy Maud Montgomery. She was, when she was very young, when she was almost 21 months old, she missed her parents, and mom. Her mother passed away, and then she was with her maternal grandparents. And for some days, she was with her father too, and her father was not ready. It was not, she had her stepmom and all, she was not able to cope up with that. And then she came again to her maternal grandparents, but they were not getting along with her much. They were not happy, kind of thing. So most of her childhood she spent alone. And as she was not able to mingle with others, she created imaginary friends. And her imaginary friends were named, there was name for her imaginary friends also, Catty, Lucy, and they lived in the fairy room, which was behind the bookcase in the drawing room. So and one more incident about that, where and she missed her mom, and she was keep on asking, where is my mom? And her aunt pointed upwards when they were in the church and said, she is up. And then she looked up, and there was a room at the church ceiling, and she was wondering, why nobody is opening that room? My mom is, locked in that room and all. That kind of very sad childhood she had spent. And that also, when she started writing, most of the time she was writing. When she was 9 years, she used to write. And when she was at teenage, she used to write stories and all. Earlier it was rejected, but then when it was published, she became very famous. She is an Canadian author, poetess. Okay, so that about that, Lucy Maud Montgomery. Okay, now we'll continue with the, we'll start with the poem. And this is not a memory poem, so okay. And there are lots of things we need to learn from that. Okay, so the students, my students, school students who miss me, I would like to show something. This poem is full of similitude. Similitude means resemblance. Something resembles the other, one or the other thing. Okay, I have something to show my students. Do you remember this? Okay, those who know me, they know this. I always used to read during my free times. You might have seen this book. I used to have this always with me, and I used to read because this book, it's full of similitude. Each character, they had resembled. Pilgrim's Progress, it's a very good book. If you like reading, you may read that. Kind of the same poem, it's with the same theme. All the characters are full of similitude. Similitude is comparison. We have, some people used to have that bad habit. When they see some things, they call them names and all. So that kind of thing, similitude. Okay, let's start. The Grumble Family, poetess Lucy Maud Montgomery. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on complaining street. In the city of never are satisfied, the river of discontent decide. Okay, so here the poet is asking, there is a family which nobody likes to meet. Sometimes when we have visitors, and you open the door and you look at them, sometimes you will be very happy. Oh, please come and welcome, you will welcome them. But there are sometimes, the people who you don't like to meet, and you open the door, and deep inside your heart you will feel, oh, why you came? But you will try to hide that, and you will throw a fake smile and say, please welcome, welcome, please enter. So that is, so these are the Grumble family is a family nobody likes to meet, nobody wants them, and they live, it is said, on complaining street. The poetess, she named the street name as they live at complaining street. And in the city of never are satisfied, that is, these kind of people, they are never satisfied, they are never satisfied. And the city is beside the river of discontent. Now discontent, the meaning discontent means, the same thing, that is dissatisfied, or also we can say displeasure or restlessness. They are never content, they are never satisfied, they are never happy. They have some or the other. Okay, let's learn more about them. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. And whether their station be high or humble, they are all known by the name of Grumble. A perfect rhyme. Okay. They growl at that and they growl at this. That is, they complain about this and they complain about that. Growl means barking, roaring. Say, they always cry about this and they cry about that. And whatever comes, there is something amiss. Amiss means, something inappropriate, there is something incorrect, erroneous. Whatever you show them, there will be something, which is not correct for them. So there is that. And and whether that station be high or humble, they are all known by the name of grumble. So whether that station here means status, whether that status is high, whether you don't think that the people who belong to low status behave like this. No. Even the people who are of high status, high position, higher ranks, they have this kind of nature. And even the people who are in low rank, they too got this kind of nature. And whatever be that status, they are all known by the name of grumble. Their last name is grumble. They always grumble about this or that. So when they consider weather, okay, we'll read in the next stanza. The weather is always too hot or cold, summer and winter alike they scold. Nothing goes right with the fox you made down on that gloomy complaining street. So the weather is always too hot for them. If it is hot, they will say it is very hot. If it is cold, they say it's very cold. So that is nothing normal for them. There is nothing okay for them, whether it is too hot or too cold. And they scold at summer and winter alike. That is same. The same kind of scolding. They scold summer also, they scold winter also. Some people like summer, they are happy in summer and they scold winter. Some people like winter and they scold summer, but here they scold both at the same tone. Okay. And nothing goes right with the fox you meet. If you ask if anything is right or if anything is wrong, everything is wrong for them. Nothing is right for them. Whatever they do, it goes nothing goes right. Whatever happens, they say, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. And down at that gloomy, see, here the poet had used the word gloomy complaining street, that the complaining street is full of dull, it is not bright, it is gloomy. And if we will read the next stanza, they growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. And if everything pleases them, there isn't a doubt, they would growl that they have nothing to grumble about. So they growl at the rain, even if it is rain, they growl, they shout. And even if the sun appears, whether the rain or the sun, whatever appears, they growl at that. And their growling is never done. They have never completed complaining. And if everything pleases them, there isn't a doubt, they will growl that they have nothing to grumble about. Here is a pinch of humor. And the poet says, and if everything pleases them, if everything is okay and all, no doubt they will complain, there is nothing to complain. So they will growl that they have nothing to grumble about. They will still shout and scold that today I don't have anything to shout about, anything to complain about. There will be a complaint of that. Okay. But the curious thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. For never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it at all, you see. So here the curious thing, that is the weird thing, the strange thing is that not one of the same, if you ask, like that boy which I said, he is a complaint box, and if you ask whether you are a complaint box, will he agree? No, he will never agree. So that's the thing about the people who grumble. They will never acknowledge, they will never accept that they have this family name. Here the author said the grumble is a family name for them. They will never acknowledge that their family name is grumble, because for never a grumbler will own that. They will accept that he is connected with grumble family, he belongs to that family. Nobody will never accept. That is the weird thing, that is the strange thing. People will never accept. They will keep on grumbling, but they will never accept that they belong to the grumble family. Okay, now the next stanza. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of grumble. And the worst thing is that is the danger thing, is that if anyone stays with them, if you are a friend of a grumbler, and you will learn his ways. So if you are there's a proverb that if you are along with a man who is always angry, you too will learn his ways. So the worst thing is that if you are with the people who always grumble, you will also learn their ways. So that's what the poet says, never too long with them. And before he dreams, that before he comes to know of that terrible jumble that he got mixed up, he got linked with the Grumble family, he is adopted into the family of Grumble. Before he realizes that he is learning their ways, he will belong to he is adopted to that family of Grumble. So here is an advice that says not to be with them for too long. Okay, now the next stanza. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. So the poetess in the second last stanza is suggesting, is teaching that to take a wise decision, not to keep our feet, not to be with them for a long time, not to keep our feet from wandering, from moving into the complaining state. Our feet should not move into the complaining state. We should not get into the habit of complaining always, and never to growl whatever we do. Whatever we do, we should do with a whole and happy heart. We should not grumble about it. We should not growl about it. We should do with a smile. We should always carry a smile in our face, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. And if we move around the complaining street, if we have the habit of complaining, people will mistake us that we are also a grumbler. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song, no matter if some things go wrong, and then be our station high or humble, will never belong to the family of Grumble. So the final piece of advice, the poet says, so let us learn to walk. Instead of not doing that, one thing, we should not complain, and the other thing, there is do's and don'ts. We should not grumble, that is don'ts, and we should learn to walk with a smile and a song. We should always be happy, whatever comes in our way, whatever we meet, we should always carry a smile and a song. No matter if something go wrong, always we can't expect everything to be perfect for us. So there may be something amiss, but we should not focus on that. And even if something goes wrong, we should always learn to walk with smile and a song. And then be our station high or humble, will never belong to the family of Grumble. So then, if we carry a smile, and if we learn to sing a song even when some things go wrong, so even if our status is high or humble, we'll never belong to the family of Grumble. That's very important. And I would like to give a piece of advice. It is said, when I worked in MNCs, one of my managers used to say, error finding is the easiest process in this world. Error finding is the easiest process in the world. So if we ask to find error, it's very easy, but it's very difficult to correct that. If someone comes up with a great work, if you want to find a fault on that, error on that, it's very easy to find so many faults in that, but to do that or to fix that is very difficult. So we should always not do the easy thing. We should learn to do the difficult things. What is the difficult things? To appreciate. Learn to appreciate whomever you meet or something. You should focus, observe some good thing in everyone and try to appreciate that. Then you will never be a complaint box, or you won't belong to the Grumble family. And that's about this poem. Most of this stanza, it is AABB. AABB rhyme, it comes. That's the rhyme scheme of this poem. It's very rhythmic. And okay, so I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll try to put some what we say, introduction, or which will help you with the answer, writing the answer, so in the coming days. And if you want me to take any particular lesson which you like or which you are waiting for, do let me know in the comment box, and I will be happy to teach that. Okay, thank you students, thanks for watching, enjoy learning.